Hi guys, Edison here, and I'm going to be showing the deck that I won locals with this week. I played Reptile and I ended up beating a Blackwing deck, a Monster Mash deck, and a Machina Lightsworn deck. This is what I played. So I was on 3 copies of Evil Dragon Ananta. You summon it by banishing every reptile from your field and graveyard. It gets 600 attack and defense for each, and it has a mandatory destroy a card on the field in each of your end phases effect as well. People saw this as like a boss monster, as like something that you was going to summon, be sort of really big. The reality was, apart from game 3 of the finals, I never summoned this using more than one reptile. It was just get it on the board, protect it, have it keep popping things, and win by playing a ridiculous grind game. And that kind of worked. I played 3 Worm Carteros and 2 Reptilian Gardener as my sort of fodder for it. So Carteros tutors another copy when it's flipped, Gardener tutors another copy when it's destroyed. So you can sort of generate card advantage with these. You then banish the ones in your graveyard for the Ananta. And the ones that you search, I tended to discard with Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. So I was playing those to sort of push that, push from card advantage into tempo and win the game that way. I played 3 Cyber Valley and 3 Dimensional Alchemist. So if anything happened to your Anantas, Deep Prison, Bottomless never came up because they were all 600 attack. You could recur them this way. There was a couple of times I banished the Anantas off the top, so that's how I got those going. And Cyber Valley can also convert, for example, your Carteros once it's flipped face up, or sort of other things if you go Brain Control, Mind Control, things like that. I played 2 Honest because about half of the deck is light, and I actually did end up winning a game with a Worm Carteros into a Lila with double Honest. My opponent was on exactly 2900. That was maybe the most satisfying thing that happened all evening. I played Gauze, Tragodia, Sangan, and Gale. I think the second most satisfying thing that happened all evening was using Honest with the token from Gauze, because people don't realise that is a light. But that was great. Sangan replaced the 3rd Reptilian Gardener as something that could search more stuff, and I didn't really mind only having 2 Gardener, in the sense that if I knew the second one couldn't search for anything, I just wouldn't set it unless I needed like a 2k body. So that was the monster lineup. I think I played 21. Onto the spells, I played Heavy, I played Space Typhoon, and I played Brain Control. Didn't need any more than that. Didn't miss not having Mind Control, wouldn't play Allure, and I just couldn't think of anything else to play in this spot. So 3 spells. Onto the traps, I played 3 Offering to the Snake Deity. It's a worse Icarus attack, but it's still a pop 2. It destroys your Reptilian Gardener, destroys everything at the same time, so you get the search if this is Chain Link 1. And it also, once your Ananta's pop something, you can then pop 2 more cards with this, and you're sort of a card up that way. A lot of this is quite standard. I then played 3 Deep Prison, I played 2 Bottomless. I played the Wing Wind Blast because, again, you generate a lot of card advantage, so using a card to Phoenix Wing Wind Blast something wasn't too bad. I played 2 Starlight Road. I'm on 16 back row. 2 Starlight was the right number. And then I played Solemn, Torrential, Mirror Force, and Trap Dust Shoot, with the final card being Returned from the Different Dimension, which wildly varied in how good it was, but the highs of this card were absolutely insane. Bringing back 2 Cyber Valleys, bringing back Reptile so you've got something for Ananta, bringing back Dimensional Alchemist, this was brilliant. That is the main deck that I played. I'm going to go on to the side deck next. So I sided 2 Cyber Dragons, this was great. I sided 2 Breaker the Magical Warrior. This was my choice of answer to Royal Decree. Ananta can pop the decrees as well, so I wasn't super worried about Decree, but I thought these as my choice of back row removal, as opposed to Twister, which not great, Trap Eater's not good. I thought this was this best fit with the game plan that I had of generate card advantage. This is just a straight up +1. And I can even kind of protect this with all the back row that we're playing as well. So if the game becomes just swing for 16, 16, 16, that works. I played a Kaiku. I played 2 DD Crow. and I played one Reptilian Vasky. So this never came up, but the idea is against sort of Amaryllis, against decks that play Dandy, so against Quick Draw as well. You can sack both of the Dandy tokens for this, and you can search this off of the Reptilian Gardener. So purely because it's searchable, I played one of this. I didn't really know what I was sort of putting into my side. I knew I wanted like the Breakers and the DD Crows and some of the other things we're about to see. But the Vasky and one Super Poly were things that I kind of just threw in at the last minute. So I played one Super Poly. I sided the Mind Control as well. And then onto the traps. I obviously cannot play Decree. I can play 2 Trap Stun. And being able to switch off back row for just like a turn was quite nice. And my final 3 spots went to 3 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. So this would let me absolutely destroy the dragon matchup if I faced it. I am on 3 spells in the main deck, so I could side those out. I don't need Heavy or Space Typhoon against the dragon matchup. And this, yeah, just slows them down so much once you get this flipped, especially going first. Yeah, in theory, that's all I would need, one of these to sort of come up. Onto the extra, so the vast majority of this also didn't come up, but I played 2 Chimera Tech. I would find room for a third. There's so many things you don't need in this extra deck that once you take the Super Poly out and you've got 4 more spaces, I genuinely play 3 Chimera Tech. Because there was a game where I set a Cyber Valley and contacted it with my opponent's Cyber Dragon. They left face up. So given that I'm then also on 2 Cyber Dragons myself, I think it's more likely that the 3rd Chimera Tech comes up than, like, I don't know, Thought Ruler Archfiend. Anyway, I played Ab-Zero, I played Gaia, I played Super Alloy Beast Raptinus, and I played Cyber Twin Dragon as Super Poly targets. I was just looking for cards to put in at this point. I played those. I played 2 Stardust Dragons, sorry. I played Colossal and Thought Ruler. 8 isn't really a number that you can get into. You have like Gale Cyber Dragon, but that's only games 2 and 3. And like, it's just not coming up often. I played Black Rose. I would find room for a level 7 light. 7 is the easiest level to get into with the Gale, and any level 4. And having extra deck target, like honest targets, actually seems quite good. I played Brio, I played Goyo, I played Catasta. You could kind of find room for Magical Android as well, but you're not making 5 on your own very often. It's only with like Brain Control, Mind Control. But that's really coming up because I don't think you're using 2 Cyber Valleys to make a Magical Android. I did, however, once use 1 to make an Armory Arm. This is light, so it works with the Honest, and level 4 can come up as well, just with sort of Gale on a level 1. So lots that I change in the extra deck, a few things that I change in the side deck. The main is pretty close to where I see it being. I don't think there's an awful lot in terms of... I don't think I'd play the 3rd Reptilian Gardener, even though it's kind of part of what this deck wants to do. Get like a Reptile in the grave for Ananta. 3 Ananta is definitely right. 3 Cyber Valley is definitely right. 3-Dimensional Alchemist again. So I don't think there's much room to change the main deck, but a lot to think about for the side in the extra deck. Anyway, that's what I played this week. I think next week I'm taking Infernity. So if that goes well, there'll be another profile for that. But until then, I hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.